Hey everyone. Yes, you read the title right. I have a new job starting as a DevRel at Replay.io. I'm super excited about this new journey and I wanted to share my excitement with you. I split this video into 3 parts because there's a lot to talk about. In the first part, I would like to talk about what Replay.io is. In the second part, why did I join the company? And then finally, I want to talk about what's next with all the other things that I do. So let's talk about what Replay.io is. In short, Replay.io is a tool that helps you debug your tests and your application. This would probably be like the broadest definition, but it doesn't really do justice to what the tool can actually do. It is a product that it's in a category of its own, but yet when you start to use it, you'll be asking, where has this been all my life? Replay.io is a tool that creates interactive recordings of your application. If you're thinking Playwright's Trace Viewer or the newly released Test Replay by Cypress, you're kind of pointing to the right direction, but you're not quite there yet. So let me explain. The DOM snapshots, logs from console, and network, which you get with these tools, is what could be described as a session replay. It's like taking a photo at every point of when your tests are running. What Replay.io does would be better described as a runtime replay tool, because besides all of the goodies of a session replay, you'll get the extra benefit of seeing everything your application was doing. So if your application called a function, you can take a look into what was passed into that function as well as what was returned. If your application has an internal state, you can look into that state and observe how things were changing. I already made a couple of videos on Replay.io and I think it's an absolute beast of a tool. And I will be spending my time showing you how awesome it is and how it can save you a ton of time when you want to debug anything. Because debugging is actually a huge part of work. And for some reason we don't talk about it that much and don't have so many tools around it. In a recent poll on LinkedIn, I asked testers what takes a bigger part of their day, whether it is writing tests or debugging tests. And 61% of people said that debugging takes the bigger part of their day. And yet, when I asked about tools that they were supposed to be using, the response was kind of missing. So why am I joining Replay.io? Well, because similarly to those 61%, I'm spending a big portion of my day debugging tests. I wrote many blog posts about writing tests in Cypress, but you don't find too many blog posts on how to effectively debug them. But it was something I felt is important and why a long time ago I decided that my mission is to teach testers about development and teach developers about testing. What Replay.io does fits perfectly into this mission. That's why I think this is a great match. I believe that if you want to write a good test, it is very beneficial to understand how the app that you are testing works. And debugging plays a big part in getting that understanding, whether you are a tester or a developer. And this is something I plan to do at Replay.io. Deliver a better understanding of your application and of your tests, and empower the world to write better software. So what's next, you might ask? What about workshops? What about Cypress? Well, the answer is simple. I'm still a Cypress ambassador and I will continue to deliver great Cypress content. You can expect blog posts, videos, courses, and workshop. In fact, the very next one is in October, so make sure to subscribe to my newsletter to get notified. Besides Cypress, which will continue to be my framework of choice, you will hear me talk about other topics as well. I spent last couple of weeks getting myself familiar with Playwright, WebDriver.io, as well as front-end libraries such as React, Vue, and frameworks such as Next.js or Nuxt. So you can expect tutorials, guides, and blog posts soon. This is probably the biggest thing that happened to me in my career. I'm grateful to Jason Laster for putting faith in me and letting me join the Replay.io team. I also wanted to thank everyone who helped me to get to where I am. I'm just a random dude from Slovakia and it still feels unreal to me to just look back and see where I started. I want to take a moment to thank all of my friends at Slido, my first full-time tech job, for letting me grow and learn with you. Thanks also to the Cypress team for creating an amazing product and being the awesome people you are, both current and former employees. You played a big part in my career growth, and I will continue betting on you. Thanks to all the great folks at Applitools for putting my name out there, inviting me to your amazing events. You have made me known in the testing community where I made a lot of friends and learned a lot. Also, special thanks to Andy Knight. You've been a great friend of mine and always had great words of advice. When I shared the news with Andy, he said, "You're going to crush it." And there's a long journey ahead of me, full of unknowns. I have so much stuff ahead of me that I need to learn, but I promise I am going to crush it. I just can't wait. See ya.